Welcome to the National Fishing Extravaganza Tournament brought to you by the Church of Lucky Sevens. Today, we have Kai, Kyousuke, May, and Rone. I think, like, everybody rhymes except for Kai. Battlefield and Spores are our random field events for today. I love Spores. I love the randomness that comes with random mushrooms. Not just at all. Today's, on this fine Wednesday, we have a lot of people, actually, wanting to play, so I very much appreciate y'all hanging out. That does mean that this game is going to be a very special, very scary double rotation. Beware the double rotation game. I have, like... Okay. One win short of winning the game? Wow, nice. I am spectating. So, which means I have to commentate the game. Although we are on Icy Hideout. Icy Hideout is a... It's one of those maps where I feel like I never get to go home. I feel like I just keep trying to reroll the warp panel on somebody else's home instead of actually just taking the long way around, and it never ends up working for me, so... Curious to see how our players do, if they manage to, you know, have a better track record than I do making their way back home, making their way downtown. Backtrack turn from the first mystery. No players have leveled up yet, but every player is able to. A backtrack will send everyone back to the center row. Everybody had committed to a path, but everyone is now going back to the center. To the center. Yeah, my voice does sound more nasally than usual. Now, I'm all self-conscious about it now. The first sevens has been drawn. The gauntlet has been thrown. Sevens has chosen its wielder for this game. We will see how they decide to use it. May is going to start a fight with Kyousuke. Kyousuke is very low health, but... Well, he's at about half, but he is Kyousuke. He's very tanky. Not much progress going to be found there. May is going to use this opportunity to land on a draw panel. Maybe she'll be cycling out some cards that are too difficult to draw in favor of cards that are much easier to draw. There is another sevens. I believe May just drew that. Yeah, so the second sevens is on the board. Nice couple of neutral monster kills by Kai, getting up to that coveted early game 2 wins that you love to see as a, well, as a slightly aggro player, but as any player, really. I won't do my usual bit where I say the same thing every time, but you want 2 wins early, it's very good. Kyousuke does fall to a random strong seagull. I can't tell whose home is whose. Okay, Rone's on her way to her own home, right before it. Also has 2 wins from the most recent encounter panel. May, also on her own home's path. That was a nice 7 against Roboball. Lucky Sevens seems to be working out so far for both of our competitors. We'll see which one has the true, which player is wielding the true sevens and which one is wielding the imposter. Either way, Kai now on his own spoke, if you will, ready to head on home. May is actually the second player to level up. Both May and Rone are now level 2. Level 2 Rone plays a nice present. Seems to draw nothing good. Discards one of the cards. I actually sat a little bit further away from my laptop, so I need to bring my phone closer to read chat. My apologies. Kai is our next player to join the Normal 2 club. Rone actually is given the opportunity to get a quick level 3, but chooses not to take it in favor of taking the warp panel. Fair enough. Interesting play. Chooses instead to land on a counter panel, but finds a seagull that takes her out. It's going to head us into our first fish-to-fish break As always, this stream is brought to you in part by the Church of Lucky Sevens. They're a great benefactor to us. We highly recommend joining their cause in following our idol, Teo Terada, and their idol, Lucky Sevens. Here we have a message from a recently converted believer, Pika, saying, they've turned out to be a believer from last time, so thank you very much for the support, as always, and thank you to the lurker that just followed. Much appreciated to the both of you. After thinking through it on many a Mario stream and talking with some others on their thoughts and opinions on thanking follows, because some people hate follow notifications. I'm a big believer in that if somebody wants to lurk, then you should let them lurk and not call them out. But I do want to show my appreciation, so I'm gonna say thank you, lurker. We're gonna let you be a secret for as long as you want to be. Until anyway, that's the end of our break. Ooh. Wow, a massive disparity in the points. That fishing game. We had a fishing game earlier, where each player was 10 points away from the person in front of them. It was kind of insane. If I ever edited my commentated videos, this would be the point where I would put a picture up on screen, but I don't edit them, I just highlight them. Anyway, Kyousuke joins everybody else on level 2. All players level 2 now. What level is May's Hyper? May's Hyper is level 2, so she will have a nice opportunity if she finds one to discard her entire hand and fish for a red and blue. Decides to start a fight with Kai. Kai has an over full hand of 4 cards. What does he have? Does he have anything he's gonna use? Somebody's got a battle card that they're deciding whether they want to use it or not. May uses an Arbitz and rolls a 0 on the attack with a 1 on the evade in return, but a 7 on defense for May. Both ends of the spectrum of Lucky Sevens come out in full force here from May. That's one of those times where you say, Lucky Sevens, are you toying with me? Do I believe in your power? I'm not sure, but Kai escapes the battle without a scratch and then proceeds to level up to level 3. There he is. Kyousuke cast off, becomes the mermaid he was always meant to be. Switches into attack mode. A nice 7s on the bonus panel for Kai. 7s giveth and 7s taketh away. Sometimes 7s decides to be for lack of a better word, I apologize for using this word, but fickle. And sometimes 7s decides not to grant its wisdom to anyone. May has had enough, discards the lucky 7th. Even though they were shown both a 0 and a 7, decides that the 0 was shown. The 0 weighs more heavily in their mind, so they decided to discard it. Of course, it makes sense when you're a May player. You need to eventually get rid of your hand so you can hopefully get a red and blue and become a character. So it's more understandable. Normally, I would be up all in on here, you know, scolding anybody who would dare discard lucky 7s, but no, it as Pika points out, it 100% makes sense for May's kit. Rone gets down to 1 HP through an encounter with a seagull, but an air raid takes her out. I also notice that Kyousuke is downed while standing on an encounter panel. I don't know if the same thing happened to him or if he fell to a, fell to the air raid. Oftentimes, I am talking, I'm too distracted by whatever dumb tirade I'm going off on to actually pay attention to the game. But May starts a fight with Kai, finds a decent bit of damage, but takes a decent bit of damage in return as well, down to 1 HP, but thanks to the fact... oh no, I was gonna say... Did you use the card? Was that what the portable pudding was just then? Drew red and blue with finally an empty hand, is gonna try the refight against Kai, but Kai has a Arbitz, will use it to survive, and then rolls a 7s, lucky 7s, granting its power to its only remaining wielder of the game. An unevadable attack out of Kai. a stinging loss, but as soon as May gets back up, she will be able to reclaim her red and blue, so it's not an unrecoverable loss. Kyousuke on the other end of the map hits level 3. Kai is sitting at a nice and comfortable level 4. Only has 5 wins, so he doesn't have anything locked in, but does have a massive amount of stars in his pocket. Plays a protagonist privilege just to protect himself in case he lands on a boss panel, which he might do, or he might just take the warp panel. Try and reroll it, see what else he gets. Does reroll it, gets another 7, which allows him to land on the home panel, on his own home panel, up to normal 5. He's still 58 stars away from being able to end the game, but is in a nice position to steadily climb up to do so, especially with 2 remaining stacks of protagonist privilege. Kyousuke claims a bounty that a seagull had from earlier. Gets a nice chunk of change for his pocket. Green Mushroom played by 2 competitors, actually. I missed the first one, but it seems to be lowering people's defenses, so maybe... There's, I think, might be the first 0 that Kai rolled. Warping him from one warp panel to another. May gets a chance against the boss, but it is Store Manager, so a lot of damage is going to come at her fast. And unfortunately, it is lethal damage. Red and blue cannot quite do enough to protect from Store Manager damage. Rone will use her insane attack stat to defeat a Seagull Mine. She is up to 6 wins. 5 wins is the requirement to get from level 3 to level 4, so she's going to have a nice, straightforward time getting to level 4. Kai, on the other hand, I believe that was his last stack of protagonist privilege. No, he has 1 more. So he uses his second turn of it to fight Store Manager. Kyousuke takes 2 damage to a seagull, which is pretty funny. And Rone, up to level 3, as predicted, does have 5 wins. Will have a nice, easy time once she gets back to her own home, getting up to level 4. I don't know how reliant Rone is on level 3 and level 4 cards. I will have to look at what level her hyper is, because I don't know that off the top of my head. But Rone is a character that if she can get a lot of wins quickly and can get the wins rolling, she might just commit to going wins and get a lot of wins through use of her hyper, through use of full speed Alicianrone. We will see. Again, we are currently on break. This is a great opportunity for the commentator to drink water because his throat hurts. Perfect. And I still have 20 seconds to talk about nothing while we wait for the fishing to end. It is interesting being able to see all of the fish while spectating. Somebody pointed that out earlier. Keep your eye out for a pufferfish. While playing on this special event, if somebody catches a pufferfish, it unlocks the pufferfish pet for them. See, May just picked one up there. It is also worth a lot of points even if they already have the pufferfish. Kai takes the win with this super, long version of... Sorry, there's a loud car outside. With a super long version of Fish to Fish, it's worth 3 wins for first place instead of the usual 2. A lot of events start every 5th chapter. I think it's not as many as... Actually, maybe it is a lot, I don't know. The only one I know of, by memory is Mystery, because it's the only... because it comes up a lot. Wow, Kai, with the, immediately landing on a bonus pebble and after that fishing event, and the fishing event itself, gets a lot of stars, is actually on his own spoke as well, looking like he could just run straight home and win, but May catches up to him, gonna finally have another chance to fight him, rolls a 6, does do lethal damage and takes half of his stars. Kai is no longer at match point. The level 2 May, now with 160 stars, is going to have to make a quick dash. Kai, I keep wanting to call him K. Kai gets up immediately, though. Maybe he'll have a chance at revenge. We'll see. Kyousuke is the first player to survive an encounter with the Store Manager, I think. Don't quote me on that. Don't look me up. Don't watch the VOD. Don't prove me wrong. Rone, gonna fight Store Manager, has +5 evade thanks to both her passive and rainbow colored circle, so will evade the manager's retaliation attack. A 0 from Kai means he will not get a chance at recovering his stars from May. I keep wanting to call him K because everybody else's name in this lobby rhymes. May fights a seagull though. It's a low damage seagull though, so it's an easy evade. Fair enough. Rone electing not to chase after her. A random warp comes out, completely ruining everyone's plans. Another 0 out of Lucky Sevens. It is starting to seem like maybe Lucky Sevens has been drained of its power. There's been 2 zeros in the last handful of turns. We'll have to see how its wielder feels about it. May rolls actually a perfect number to land on somebody else's home handle, get up to number 3. This will be a nice comeback for May, if she can manage to keep landing on home panels. A lot of damage taken by Rone during an encounter with a chicken. Kai has a choice. Does he want to take an encounter panel or a boss panel? Chooses the encounter panel, naturally, fights a seagull. It was a double encounter panel, so he's now up to 10 wins, but he cannot pivot. He is locked into the final stars Norma, so the wins at this point are just going to be a bonus XP at the end of the game. May lands on Store Manager's panel and has a 6 incoming, but is not enough to take her out. She's down to 2 HP. Would be easy pickings for pretty much any character in this game except for maybe Kyousuke. Oh my god, Rone starts a fight with Store Manager, plays a mushroom that deals damage to its wielder and takes her out of the battle. Kai also face-to-face with Store Manager, plays a mushroom that does nothing, but manages to roll a 7 with Lucky Sevens, killing the manager, putting himself back up and over match point. Kyousuke plays a cast-off. He's in offense mode, although he's only at 180 stars and Norma 4. You know, you have to wonder, if you're playing as Kyousuke, do you want to be in offense mode? But on the other side of the map, a Roboball takes out May, brings her back down to below 100 stars. This game is full of ups and downs. The winner is constantly changing hands. The blue mushroom random warp, though, might put Kyousuke in a nice spot to fight Kai, but he rolls 1 dice too low. 1 number too low. Kai gets what is the worst possible warp panel he could get. You're gonna have to try and re-roll it. Land on a different warp panel. Kyousuke finds a decent one, is, you know, 2 panels away from his home, or 1 panel away from his home. He is in offense mode, so he has to be careful. The chicken evades his attack, so now he has to evade the retaliation attack and doesn't manage to. There's now a rich chicken and a rich Roboball on the field, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. 2 players now have lost large sums of money to these neutral monsters. We might have a third. Seagull rolls a 7, but Lucky Sevens steps in and protects Kai. This is the biggest propaganda for Lucky Sevens I've ever seen in my life. A white Christmasher from May will deal 1 damage to Kai and allow her to discard her hand. Draws a red and blue. If Kai has a protagonist privilege in hand, this game is over on the next turn. Otherwise, he will either have to choose to risk it all or, you know, go to a random war panel. Rone does take out one of the neutral monsters, finds a large chunk of chains, so she's in a nice position. But it all depends on what Kai has in his hand, if he's going to be able to end the game next turn or not, as to whether, you know, this game's going to end. Of course, fishing begins immediately, killing all momentum in this game. We will have to wait until after this commercial break to see who wins this game. This is actually the perfect commercial break. Now you believe in Lucky 7? That's what I'm talking about. I'm always I'm always excited to see new believers in the Church of Lucky 7s. Welcome aboard. This is insane fishing. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I don't really know how to commentate fishing. I haven't been looking for pufferfish, to be honest, which is probably the one thing I should be doing to make it more exciting. I mean, the outcome of this could matter, maybe. That's so many stars. Alright, Kai, what do you got? Does not have a protagonist privilege and is not gonna risk the fight, but does get the best possible warp panel and a 7 from Lucky Sevens to instantly end the game in insane ending. Congratulations, Kai, on your victory. Game over. Over.